Hi, I'm Carrie, a stroke survivor and a member of Bind.
And I'm Kezia, a stroke survivor and member of Bind as well. And today's episode, we're just going to continue our main topic of this year, which is the changes of day-to-day life after having a brain injury. And we're really excited to be welcoming Kristen Lindscott. Lindscott. Sorry, I knew I would say it wrong. And Bob Loftin.
That's right.
Yay, I said it right. Okay. Both of them work at the Plano Public Library, and both Kristen and Bob have been active here at the Brain Injury Network by coming in and into our brain injury community. So we're really excited to have them here being part of the podcast, and you'll learn more about them as we go with the conversation. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Welcome to Bindwaves, the official podcast of the Brain Injury Network of Dallas. I'm Brian White, Bind's Executive Director. On each episode, we'll be providing insight into the brain injury community. We'll be talking to members and professionals regarding their stories and the important role of Bind's Clubhouse. We work as a team to inspire hope, community, and a sense of purpose to survivors, caregivers, and the public. Thank you for tuning into Bindwaves. Let's get on with the show.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at the Plano Library so we can learn about you guys and also for our listeners.
Kristen?
Sure. Okay. Thanks, Bob. So my name is Kristen Lindscott. I really am involved with community partnerships for the library, how we get out into the community and tell people that the library's there and the kinds of services that we have, and connect organizations like yours with the library so that more people can benefit from the resources that we have. And also it allows us to know more about our community and the needs that are out there, what people are interested in. So thanks so much for having me. We've loved working with Bind through the years.
Awesome.
Yeah, I agree. It's been really fun to come over here. My name is Bob Loftin. I'm an outreach librarian. I actually have a couple of titles. I'm an outreach librarian. My official title is municipal reference librarian. But I work in the same department as Kristen, our programming and engagement department. I've been with Plano Public Library since August of 2005. So I've done a lot of things, but one of my favorite things I do now is I actually produce and co-host our podcast. So it's really cool to be on this side of the microphone and not have to do any editing.
Right.
I love that you're part of the podcast. We definitely know. That's when I saw you, my eyes. I remember you, and we learned a lot from your presentation.
Well, I'm glad. It was fun to come over and talk to you guys. When I saw your studio here, it's like, wow, they've got a really nice podcasting setup. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
we try our best.
Yeah, we do. We don't know. We're like, okay, we're just here to talk. We're just the talent. We don't know anything about any of this stuff. Just kidding.
The equipment, yes.
Yeah, well, we've learned a lot more. Because we're happy to say that because of help from you guys and just we are now almost 100% member run. The staff just comes in, and just double checks a little bit for us. But we have our own members doing the sound engineering, the editing, writing, and Kezia and I are just here to be pretty faces.
That's wonderful.
So
I love that.
So I know you talked a little bit about you're in the community outreach. So just for our listeners can get a better understanding. So what are some of the services that the library offers to their community?
So
I know that's a loaded question.
Yeah, there's quite a lot that the library does, and y'all have already alluded to and shown that the library is a lot more than books. So, right now we do have summer reading program going on, and we certainly encourage people to explore reading in a variety of contexts. And we also have even online digital magazines. So if people are hesitant about a larger book, they can read magazines, articles, lots of things. But we do a lot more than just books. So the technology programs like Bob's podcast class, that's a lot of fun. We introduce people to different technologies, maybe using some of the Google platform. They might not be familiar with everything. And we also have entrepreneurship support. So people that are interested in starting a business, or if you're looking for a job, we have resources to help people build new skills and search for work. We help them with their resume design, and even connecting with some of the information about different careers. You know, it's hard to figure out where your talents lie. I mean, you guys have found new skills in podcasting through your connection with Bind. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. It honestly has been mind-blowing a little bit, being here at the Brain Injury Network and then hearing that the library offers so many different programs that are a lot more than just reading. Or, you know, I feel like when I think about the library, I'm like, oh, I'm going to school, I need to learn about this. And, you know, like finding out the resources about what books or what, I don't know, just like where to go, like how to search or how to Google. But this is just a wider, a wider resource than I would have imagined.
It is, and we do have online access, and there are also other things people can check out, like some of the kits that we have, that we call them STEAM kits, and we also have like bilingual backpacks where you can learn a different language or have things in 2 different languages as a resource, and even kits for older adults that are just want to reminisce or stretch their brain to help prevent memory loss or those sorts of things. So we've got lots and lots of resources.
Yeah, I think being in the library as a job, for me, it's hard for me to believe that there are people who aren't familiar with what a modern public library does, because our libraries are busy. But still, you meet people who maybe haven't been in a public library in 10, 15 years or more. And when you start telling them everything we offer, their minds are definitely blown. And I could talk about the library all day.
Definitely.
I mean, it's really great to be able to go out and just with friends and really get on their nerves when I won't shut up about the library.
My kids say that all the time. Mom, we can't go anywhere without you saying something about the library.
That's good, because we didn't even know. So, yeah, it's great to always talk about it. Maybe your kids are not very happy with me right now, but yes, talk about it more.
Well, a nice thing about Plano is we actually have 5 library buildings, and one of our mottos is 1 library, 5 locations. So the library buildings are spread kind of roughly equally from east to west across Plano. So almost anywhere you are in the city, you're pretty close to a public library building. And of course, now we do so much stuff virtually that if you can't get to the library for any reason, we have services that you can access from home. You don't even have to have a computer. You can access a lot of our things from mobile devices. So we're really trying to reach out to everybody.
I think it's so cool because, like you said, I mean, I can't remember the last time I walked into a library. Well, I can. It was probably about 10 years ago with my nieces to go do arts and crafts, So it's amazing how much there is to offer. And I love that y'all have come here and shared different classes with us. I know we've done resume writing, bullet journaling, and
right.
all
The
different kinds of
podcasting,
things.
obviously.
So that's a lot. But you mentioned that y'all have 5 locations here in Plano. This is one of the questions that we had. So obviously you need a library card. Do you need a library card for all these extra services as well?
No, you don't. So the way the library cards work, one library, if you're a Plano resident, you get a card for free. And your family can have a card for each member of the family. We have reciprocal agreements with 7 cities in the area, and I've actually got them listed here. I should probably read those to you. Let's see, where are they? Yes, so we have reciprocal agreements with Allen, the Colony, Frisco, Garland, McKinney, Richardson, and Wiley. So that means that Plano residents can get free library cards in those cities.
Oh, wow.
And their residents can get free cards from us. And with just a very few restrictions, they get access to pretty much everything a Plano resident does. So, yeah, once you've got a card, especially if you're a Plano resident, you have access to everything. We don't charge for anything. Let me just say that.
And there's actually a lot of services that you can access without a card.
Yep.
As y'all know, you're attending this program with Bind here. That your clubhouse is in Plano, so we can come to you and present classes. But we also, all of our programs that are at the 5 libraries are free and open to the public. So you don't have to have a library card to come and learn about watercolor or learn about starting a business. Learn about finances, that you can just come to the program.
More just if you're checking out a book or the
Checking
resource
out.
kits kind of thing.
Yes,
we
and
get
the
that-
online resources
We
as
get
well.
that question a lot. We do so many story times for different levels of reader and ages of children. You can come into a story time and participate in that with your child, regardless of what city you live in. Nobody's going to ask you for a card. Nobody's going to ask you where you live. Come in and you can enjoy the building too. Come in and even if you don't have a library card for some reason, you can come in and read a book.
Yeah, we love that. Actually, one of our members here at Bind, it becomes a little overwhelming too to go out there in public. So the question is, like, here at the library, even though it's accessible to everyone, is there certain spaces that are adapted for people either in wheelchairs or need of silence and things like that at the libraries?
You want me to take that one, Kristen? Okay. So I made a few notes on that as well, but the city of Plano has a policy regarding accommodations. So the goal is that the buildings are accessible to everyone, regardless of your mobility status. And the city actually has a form where you can request additional ADA accommodations given, I believe they ask for
24 or 48 hours.
I think it's 48 hours to get something together for you. But the city takes it very seriously at all city facilities. Also, we have in each one of our libraries, we've got a couple of computer workstations that have adaptive technology. So desks that raise and lower. We have magnifiers for people who might have impaired vision, stuff like that. So.
And then, of course, sorry.
Okay.
I just lost what I was going to say. That, yes, quiet spaces. You asked specifically about quiet spaces, Kezia. So there are different quiet spaces in all the libraries, but we have study rooms that when you have a library card, you can book. That's free. You can just reserve 6 hours per week. You can reserve a quiet study room. Those are smaller, meant for a couple of people, but we also have some larger. In Haggard Library, there's a large room that's called the quiet room where people may come to do their work, but there's no speaking in there. So it is quieter.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is an area that we're really interested in. Like this summer, we've got a whole series of programs that fall under kind of an umbrella called Adapted Library. So we have programs that are designed specifically for the neurodiverse community, and that's all in our calendar.
Yeah,
Okay,
we love that. I feel like I'm learning more and more about the library. We love that because we are within this brain injury community. That's what a lot of us need, and it does become a little overwhelming to be going somewhere out in the public without knowing if it's like adapted or if this is something that can support my needs. So I love hearing about those adaptions. I don't know if that's a word.
It makes total sense, and that's really why we have our outreach programs, which is our department. That's something that we think about a lot. Is how can we be more accessible and friendly to groups of people like your clubhouse, and we work with a number of other organizations as well to meet the needs of groups that are meeting together but could have transportation issues or just that they have a specific schedule that they're working on, and how can we help and introduce them to library services or provide these services. So that's why we have outreach, and we love coming to y'all. A number of our staff have come here over the years, and we love that. We love to come to your events and share library information with your supporters as well as your members. And we actually it's been years we've been working together. It's been 8 to 10 years that we've been working together, our two organizations. And we even won an award because of the digital literacy programs that we've done with y'all and some other groups in the community. And so appreciate Bind. I know y'all were part of, both of you, Kezia and Carrie, were both part of a video project that we were asked to do with the Texas State Library. And hopefully that will be online soon, and you'll be able to see yourselves in that video, but about the digital access and learning new things.
Right. Well, no, and that brings up to two questions. I guess first I'll ask, kind of, how did y'all find out about us, and how did you get involved with us? Because, I mean, yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, y'all just kind of always been coming here, but it's like, how did y'all find out? How did y'all start?
I am not certain exactly how, but Valerie Goetcher, who initially established the organization, connected with us before I actually was on board at the library. So I'm not sure the exact initiation, but I know y'all have been volunteering. So as members, the Bind members have come to volunteer for book sales that the Friends of the Plano Public Library have been doing for years. And they used to be at the Plano Event Center, and they were very large events, and you guys were there and helped out with those. And then, now we're doing them in the libraries several times a year, and y'all have continued to help with those. We've also, your Unmasking Brain Injury art exhibit that you had, we have hosted that at several of our libraries, which is really cool. I love that project. And then, of course, we've been bringing the programming out. And I know during COVID, we were doing virtual programming on a regular basis by Zoom. We were connecting with y'all just to have conversations and keep people connected with one another.
Sure.
And Bob was a part of that. I remember you were one of the first ones.
Well, yeah, I've been involved in a lot of Zoom meetings. That is one area that our department does. We kind of administer all of the Zoom meetings and webinars and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, if there was another organization that wanted you to come out to their group, how would they get around that? I mean, how would they just call you up and say?
So it's very easy to request the library to come to events and to bring classes out to small groups in Plano. And that is on our website, planolibrary.org. And then on the website, there's some big buttons, and then there's a line and it says, how can we help you? And I think it's just the second item there says outreach, So if you click on the outreach, you go to the outreach page and it gives you options, and you can request via a form to tell us how many people you would expect to have. It gives you all the options of different kinds of classes that we can bring out, or if it's an event like for your run that y'all do, the walk that you have for your fundraiser, the Synapse Labs, right?
Yes.
I was trying to think of the name of that. So if we were to come to an event like that, it wouldn't be asking for a class. It would be asking us to just come have a library table. And we also have a, what do we call the van that has the bubbles? People call it the bookmobile in the community event. We have a big blue van that produces bubbles that we bring to outdoor events like your Synapse Labs, to just connect people with library resources, to tell them about how to get a library card and the kinds of services we have.
Yeah, we call it Big Blue.
Big Blue.
And we actually have two vans now, and then we have Blue too. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that you've been talking about how you have been very active with Brain Injury Network, and I think it's really important to see how it's been both of us to one. Right. We've been collaborating. It's never that you are coming here only. It's that Brain Injury Network and members are going back to the library.
Right.
I think that's really important to tell, because we are not. I think that when you say the library, you think about your kids, your nephews, your kids, your grandkids, all of these things. But it's no, a lot of us, we're all over 18. We're all adults that we're kind of having to restart our life and relearn tasks and highlight our skills. So I love that, that we're focusing on that. And I also really like that you've mentioned the virtual literacy that Carrie and I we're part of, because that's kind of important for people to know. Honestly, on my behalf, having access to the library has been very important for me and my skills and being developed through my recovery, because I'm not even from here. I'm not from here. So I literally did not know what I do have access to or what I can do at the library. So it's been
Right.
so important to be like collaborating with one another so we can learn more. So I'm super excited that you guys are here. I would love
Yes.
to highlight that we had the resources for a resume, obviously this podcast class,
Right.
and then along with journaling, that it's just so important that we are kind of being able to restart our life and knowing these
Right.
things. So, yeah.
It is absolutely a mutually beneficial partnership, and that's what we are always aiming for. How can we help the community? And you are helping us in a number of ways. Beyond the volunteering, we love the connection, and really the library is there to serve the public. So we want people coming in and knowing about the services. But throughout life, people go through all kinds of challenges and difficulties where they have to restart. And taking steps to connect with other people and try new things, learn new skills, these are tough and really courageous steps that people are taking. And the library loves to be part of that. And I just really admire all of you, the way that you've come so far, right? You just keep learning and growing, and we love being a part of it.
Well, and we are so thankful for y'all because it's been, we don't know what we don't know anymore kind of thing. And I mean, again, like you said, most of us, our injuries have been a while. So really to learn all these amazing things that we can take back from the library is great because, again, we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we forgot. So knowing that
you're
there's all
thriving,
these,
you have a thriving life,
Yeah.
and it's fantastic.
yeah, and I do love our partnership because it is important. Like you said, you want to get out with the community, and for the Brain Injury Network, it's important for us too to connect with our community. We don't want to be in a bubble,
Isolated,
and
right?
just be the Brain
No.
Injury Network. We want everyone to know about the Brain Injury Network, so we try to do everything we can to give back to the city of Plano as well.
And you
because
do.
we get a lot from them, so we have a great partnership with y'all, and it's been a lot of fun to learn these different things. And I know we probably need to schedule another class soon. That's
We'd
our
love it.
outreach group. We'll get on that.
Well, when you talk about getting out into the community, and that yes, we absolutely do like that. That's what our whole department is based on. But I mean, it's something we really need to do because the community supports the library. I mean, we're your library, Plano, and we're always trying to find new ways to get out and connect with people. I think one of the most interesting things we've done in the last few years, we did a pilot program, and now we have this thing called lobby stops. So we actually have a route. We take materials, boxes of books, out to senior centers, people who maybe don't have regular transportation or maybe any transportation, and we drop books there for them, and we talk to them. We might help them with their technology, their tablet, their computer, whatever they need. We actually spend some quality time there with them. And that's an awesome program because we've always been trying to figure out how to connect with those groups. And the last couple of years, it's really come together. So that's just another example of things we're trying to do out in the community.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question too. Sorry, Kezia, you go.
No, I was just, I was very impressed how you figure out what the needs are. It just doesn't stop. And you just develop different ways to connect with people and see what needs to be accommodated and yeah, do something completely new. I love it.
I do too. And before I forget, you mentioned about technology. Is that another service that you offer? Like if I'm relearning, like I'm getting a Chromebook and I've never had a Chromebook before, do y'all help with services like that as well?
We do. My suggestion for that, we offer a service called Book a Librarian. So there's a form on our website for Book a Librarian. Typically it's done in person, but we'll do them virtually now too through Zoom. So Book a Librarian is a service where you set up a specific time to meet with a librarian for, I believe it's 30 minutes, and it's for a very specific question. So it might be like, I need to learn how to do color correction in Photoshop. It could be kind of anything, or it might be like, I'm trying to research a topic. Can you sit down with me and give me some ideas of resources that I can use for free from the library, or just on the internet that would help me do the research. So that's kind of like when you spend some in-depth time with a librarian.
That's cool.
So you could get the basic navigation of your new device.
We've got another service called Ask a Librarian. That's just to make sure there's really not too much confusion about the two. Ask a Librarian is for very simple questions, and it could be anything like, hey, my library card's not working. Can you help me? Or it might be, can you tell me how many people live in Plano now? Like really short reference question kind of help.
Okay.
Yeah, and what was the other one you were just mentioning?
Book a Librarian.
Book a Librarian. Oh,
so we
cool.
like that because it has the word book in it and it conveys the message.
That's cute, yeah. That is cute.
Just like your bindwaves. I love
Right.
it. The brainwaves, bindwaves. I love it.
Yeah.
Just so creative.
Sometimes we're kind of creative.
Sometimes.
You're always creative.
Thanks. Well, I want to thank you guys for being here with us. I love it. We're going to definitely make sure to share your resources and how to get in contact with you. Obviously, this is for Texas, Plano, and all DFW, but I'm sure whoever is listening that's in a different state knows that libraries are accessible and totally different than what you probably think it is.
Love it. Well said,
Well
Kezia.
put, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carrie. We really appreciate y'all having us.
We're so happy to have y'all here. I hope you enjoyed being on the other side for a change.
Absolutely.
Okay,
sure.
and then I want to let our listeners know, again, if you want to contact us, you can email us at bindwaves@thebind.org, or you can also find us on our website, thebind.org, and follow us on Instagram at bindwaves. And if you're interested in becoming a member or volunteer, again, go to thebind.org and you can fill out information there. So,
and don't forget to like and share the podcast and subscribe if you are on YouTube. So just make sure to do that. And obviously we are here every Thursday.
yep. So don't forget, we'll be posting every Thursday. So until next time.
Until next time.
We hope you've enjoyed listening to Bind Waves and continue to support Bind and our nonprofit mission.
We support brain injury survivors as they reconnect into the life, the community, and their workplace.
And we couldn't do that without great listeners like you. We appreciate each and every one of you. Continue watching. Until next time.
Until next time.